I have really been praying against the spirit of slowfulness and laziness in my life. And sometimes I just be feeling that come over me. Like I just find myself just sitting on the couch, lounging, not doing much of anything, knowing good and well that I have things that need to get done and things that I want to get done. But something that helps me is I just kind of have to set a little vibe sometimes. I got my little lights going. I have my little lo-fi in the background. So I'm about to fold these clothes and I figured let me just come on in, chit chat with y'all while I fold these clothes. I had to make myself a little cup of coffee because I just looked up and realized, oh my goodness, it's already like 6 o'clock and I still have several things on my to-do list that like actually need to get done tonight. And I just, there's a lot of day left and I don't know, something in my mind is like, oh, if it's nighttime or if it's evening, then it's too late to like start doing stuff. But why? So yeah, I've been trying to pray against the spirit of slowfulness. I was really intentional about praying over that a while back. I did a fast at the beginning of this month, and that was one of the things that kind of came about during my fast. And so for a while, I was pretty intentionally praying about it. But sometimes I'll pray about things for a while and then other things come up that I'm praying about instead. And it just kind of fades into the background. And it's not lost on me that that's probably some sort of warfare, but that one just came back to the forefront of my mind, like in the past 2 days. And that one has always been hard for me because I'm very big on like, I'm not in the mood. Like, I mean, everybody is, right? You don't want to do things that you don't feel like doing, but that just really stops me from doing a lot. And I still don't have no peace when I do that because I just sit there thinking about all the things that I need to get done. And because that same spirit will stop me from reading my Bible or from actually getting up and going to my prayer closet to pray. Like one of the things that I have to do tonight is prepare for Bible study. My sister and I, we used to do Bible study every week, my sister-in-law, but we stopped when she had my niece, my second niece, last year. And so, especially ever since I moved and I'm closer to them now, we have been talking about getting our Bible study back going. And so we're starting tomorrow and we're going to be studying the book of Hebrews. And so I need to read Hebrews chapter 1 tonight before Bible study tomorrow morning. That is a must. That's a non-negotiable. That has to happen. But like, that's something that I'm really grateful that we're putting this Bible study back on the books. Like doing Bible study with other people is so helpful to me because it holds me accountable, because I know that we're meeting tomorrow to talk about this. I'm going to do it and I'm going to read it. But if it's just me, girl, it's so easy for me. I'm really good at talking myself out of doing things that I should be doing, and just rationalizing and justifying things. And I don't know. I think that is also related to the slowfulness. Like I'll spend so much mental energy convincing myself that, oh no, it's okay, I don't need to do this right now, when I could have just taken that energy and spent it and used like physical energy instead to like get up and do the thing. It's crazy. So I don't know, like I really do spend a lot of mental energy just going back and forth with myself. And I want to get to a point where I can catch myself doing the mental gymnastics and the back and forth, and instead just turn that into physical energy and get up and do the thing, because I always feel better after I do it. And this applies for like even some of my self-care things, like my hygiene tasks, like washing my face. And I got this the oil pulling like mouthwash, and like I'll brush my teeth like, oh, I don't feel like doing the oil pulling, so I'm not going to do that. And it's like, no. Like the other day, after I went for my evening walk, I was about to convince myself, and don't judge me because this is gross. I almost convinced myself I don't need to take a shower tonight because I'm just going to walk again in the morning. But I did. I got in the shower because I was again praying about the spirit of slowfulness, and I recognized it, and I was like, let me not be slowful. Girl, just get in the shower. You can just take a quick shower. And I got in that shower and immediately was like, oh, this feels so great. This was an amazing decision. I'm so glad that I did this. Thank you, God. But like, you see, I was finna get in that bed just funky. I was like, I need to do laundry anyway, finna wash these sheets. Like, it don't matter. Just funky, physically and spiritually. I can't do it. I can't do it. And there are a lot of things. There are some things in my life, some patterns that I have that I've had for a long time, and my brain always goes to, well, when I get married, then I won't be doing these things. But right now, I'm not sharing my space with anybody. It's just me. But if I can't even do the things to make sure that I have a healthy lifestyle, even just for myself, for me and God, what makes me think that all of a sudden miraculously I'm going to be able to do it with somebody else? I know what makes me think that. It's the accountability part. Like I was just saying with the Bible study, if there's somebody else that is being like affected by what I am or am not doing, then that's going to, give me more of like a sense of urgency about it. Yeah, so I have these like maladaptive thought processes about myself and my own habits and patterns and routines. And those have been there for a really, really long time. And that's one of the ways that I'm trying to center God in everything in my life and in everything that I do, right? Even in those things. Like when I got in that shower and it felt so good, I just thank God. And I thank God for giving me the strength to like not listen to myself, and to silence my flesh. That's what it is. The flesh is just so loud. It's just so loud. Just be yelling and screaming, just hooting and hollering for what? Just a hooting and a hollering. Anyway, my flesh just be hooting and hollering. And that's the daily struggle, right? Like we all, as Christians, we every single day struggle between the spirit and the flesh. That is a daily, hourly, minutely, if that's even a word, struggle. And it's not always in the big things that we think of, like drinking, smoking, sex. Like, it's that little kind of stuff. It's the little stuff. Like, are you going to actually get up and be productive and like take care of your space so you can have a clear space and clear mind? Or are you going to sit here and just like brain rot watching reality TV and simultaneously feeling bad that you're not getting up and doing the things that you need to do to feel better? So like, it's not harmless. It's not harmless because I'm sitting here and I'm just ruminating. And that's just making me feel worse. So that still is causing harm. But we don't see it that way. And so I don't know if we always think about that. Like, when the Bible talks about dying to yourself, it's in that little stuff, man. For me, at least, it is. It's in that little stuff. I live a pretty square lifestyle. I always have, like, glory to God. I haven't struggled with like addiction like that. Well, maybe a little bit, probably to food, but I haven't struggled with some of the like, the big out loud sins that we talk about, and that we have a tendency of villainizing those over others, and we really shouldn't, but that's another conversation for another day. But sometimes I think that has made me maybe complacent, like I'm not out here, just having sex. I'm not out here getting drunk every weekend. Well, maybe when I was in college. Anyway, I'm not out here doing these things. I'm not out here, cussing people out and whatever. So then, but at the same time, just because my sin may not be as obvious or as visible as someone else's doesn't mean that I don't also struggle with dying to myself and silencing my flesh, because I absolutely do. Every single day. It's like that internal dialogue that's always going. Mine is relentless. Mine is just going. But so much of my internal dialogue is like, should I do this? Can I do this? Should I not? I can do it later. I can just do it tomorrow. Like putting things off. Ain't there a verse about that? Like not putting off for tomorrow what can be done today. Just always doing that, like procrastinating and just not wanting to do something. And in book club today with my friends, we were talking about some of the things. Well, the chapter that we were reading in our book was about relationships, and there was a section in there that talked about there's some verse that talked about some of the things that make us not able to live in peace with each other. And some of them were like bitterness, jealousy, selfish ambition. And so we were talking about, well, what are the things that make it hard for each of us in relationships? And I, in all honesty, was like, I think mine is selfish ambition sometimes. And what that looks like often is like comparing myself to other people, comparing my sins to the sins that I can see of other people, or my expression of my faith in comparison to others. But that is sinful in itself. The Bible talks often about selfish ambition and arrogance, and it can look more than one way. And I think, the more I mature, the more I see that so much of our sin is subtle and nuanced. But sin is sin. God is not a respecter of persons, and sin is sin. Like, no one sin is greater or worse than the other. And we really need to take that seriously. Just because it may not be directly harming someone else doesn't mean that we have a free pass. But like, it's harming me, it's harming me. So I'll be having selfish ambition in all these other ways, but I don't have it, when it comes down to protecting myself and my spiritual well-being. Like, where's the selfish ambition there? Where's the self-centeredness there when I actually need to be protecting my spirit? All that to say, I'm folding these clothes tonight and I'm going to put them away. Because they need to be put away. I'm never going to be in the mood to put them away. I hate laundry. Doing laundry, I need to find another way to look at it and think about it, because like, it is the bane of my existence. It's just never ending, and there's so much, and there's so many steps to it. Like, fold it, wash it, and then dry it, and then fold it, and then put it away. Hello? Speaking of my clothes, I have been doing so good with putting my outfits together. Did we talk about this already? I'm gonna talk about it again. So I started this new job, and it's hybrid, right? So I've been having to go in a lot since it's just the beginning, and I'm still like training and acclimating. But because I also just moved, I cannot afford a whole new work wardrobe. So I have not purchased a new work wardrobe. But I've been getting real creative with my outfits. And honestly, I don't know that I would say I'm a fashion girl, but I be putting it on, and I like looking nice. And I feel like I get a lot of compliments on my clothes, on my outfits and things. I know that I can dress really well. I don't know that I'm like into fashion per se, but I know that I can dress really well, and I can dress well for my body. And I have started having more fun with it. So I've been having fun with my clothes, and I've just been having to get real creative for work clothes. But I have put together some really good outfits. Oh my gosh, I have put together some really good ones. It makes me want to get back on social media just so that I can document my clothes. I'll consider it, I guess, but I don't miss it. And let me say this: I've never been a big like poster on social media. I don't be posting all the time. I post some, especially on TikTok, like on my personal TikTok. So I have TikTok on one of my phones, not the one that I use all the time, solely so that I can post clips from my podcast. But I'm not logged into my personal TikTok, and I cannot and refuse to have it on my primary phone, to have TikTok on my primary phone. I can't. It's a time suck, and especially as I'm like praying against the slowfulness, like that really contributes to it. Just sitting and scrolling and losing time and looking up, and it's been losing hours of my day. I cannot do it anymore. But honestly, I've been having fun with my outfits, and I like showing people what I have on, and that be making me want to get back on social media just for that. But maybe I'll just show y'all. Maybe I just need to really get serious about my vlogging, and maybe I'll just show y'all. But that's been fun. I've been enjoying that. I think we underestimate how far the little joys in life can take us. And that's one, right? Like getting dressed and putting some cute outfits together. And I think when people talk about romanticizing your life, that's what they mean. Like, you take the mundane and just decide that it is exciting, or find a way to make it exciting. And that can like, I don't know, give you kind of a new energy. Similar to how like I had to set the vibe to fold these clothes. I learned that life hack a little while ago. It's a life hack for me at least. Like just make everything a little vibe. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm just chilling, hanging out. And you know what? When I watch TV, like I was watching Girlfriends the other day, right? And when I be watching Living Single and all of that, they will never be sitting around watching TV. Anytime the camera opens up and they're in somebody's house, they're reading a book, they're reading a magazine, they're doing something. Joan was wallpapering her shoe boxes and patting her hangers. You know, they're always doing something, but they just be chilling. So I can be chilling and doing something. And chilling don't always have to include watching something, like watching TV, watching a movie, like looking at screens. I think that we have an addiction to screens. So, you know, put on a little bit of music. I love my little mood lighting, like my LED lights, put those on and just hang out and just chill. Just chill. So that's what I'm deciding is happening right now with this whole laundry situation. Because now I got to go put these away because I'm almost at the bottom of my pseudo laundry basket. It's a box. This is one of the only moving boxes I kept because I didn't have a laundry basket. So this is my laundry basket. You see? Right. 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 I am going to finish folding these, put these away, and then I have some more clothes in the dryer. But I just really want to find a way to interrupt the negative connotation that I have with housework. You know, like I don't think I want to use the word chores anymore. Like I need to do some chores around the house. Because saying that it's a chore automatically makes me irritated and it automatically makes me like defensive and avoidant. I should probably look into that. But I think I want to find a way to like reframe doing things around the house. Like, this is fine. I'm chilling. And also because I've been talking to y'all this whole time, I'm not sure how much of this is actually going to make it into the vlog because it's been 22 minutes now. But I'm a yapper. Oh my goodness. I am a chit chatter. You see how I'm just sitting here talking to myself? This is why I have a podcast. This is why I have a podcast. And I didn't used to think that I was a talker or that I like to talk a lot. Because my dad likes to talk and my grandma always talked a lot. You know what though? I learned about my grandfather late in his life that he was a talker. We didn't know that because my grandma was always the yapper and he was always, you know, there, but you know, kind of like the strong silent type. And he was in the hospital one time and I went to visit him and he was just talking my ear off. And I remember I got in the group text of my siblings and I was like, yo, this man loves to talk. They was like, for real? But he just never did because there was always somebody around him who was talking more. And maybe who really like to be heard. I don't know. And maybe that's a little bit of it. I did not realize that I was such a yapper. But one thing about me is I'm a yap. I am. All right, I've been yapping y'all's ear off enough. Let me put these clothes away and then just continue my chill evening vibe. And I'll see you when I see you.